What's going on, everybody? I know we just talked about Batwoman yesterday, but there's a new topic out there that is worth mentioning. So, let's talk about the ratings real quick and get that out of the way for those who haven't been following this situation. Batwoman is a ratings disaster, along with her counterpart, Supergirl. Supergirl, of course, as people have said in my comments multiple times, used to be a great show. And eventually, over time, they decided to take it into a weird, crazy, woke and woker direction, and people lost interest. The ratings have plummeted. They're terrible now. They keep about a consistent 600,000 or so-ish people. I don't know how you make money on those kind of numbers, but they're still keeping it around. It is, of course, coming back next season. Batwoman is an even worse place. They started off over 1 million people watching the episodes, and they slowly got worse and worse. Lately has been a nightmare for the show. More people are dipping out every single episode, except for last week. Last week, they had a boost they had a little bit of a boost, like 100,000 people came back because of the promotion of Hush. Hush, of course, is a big Batman villain. A lot of people like Hush, so of course that piqued some interest. Batwoman, of course, has focused on her sister Alice, a person that nobody really cares about. Instead of flooding the show with Bat villains and lore, they decided to take it into a crazy woke direction and said, we don't need none of that man. We don't need none of his stuff. We're going to do our own thing. Of course, that has backfired completely, and the show is collapsing. What's even better is they gave it a premature green light on a second season. So we're going to get who knows how many more episodes of this garbage. Now, the big news that was announced yesterday was the crossover with Superman. I want to get to that next. But one thing that they've been teasing was apparently bringing Azrael in, which was really a good idea. This could have really propped the show up a little bit. Now, you're bringing in potentially a good storyline here. So I was predicting, okay, all right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to bring Azrael in, all right? And he's going to be the big bad of the season. And, you know, the story behind Azrael is he believes himself as the true successor to Batman, wants to be the next Batman. In the comics, he actually took over the mantle for a while. And he was a very extreme Batman. This forced Bruce Wayne to come out of retirement after healing his back and take back the mantle. It was a great storyline. So you have Batman gone now. You have Azrael come in, believes himself to be the true Batman, wants to take the mantle from Batwoman. That could have been a really cool plot. I think that might have actually won some people to come check out this show. But that's not what's going to happen. He's been confirmed to exist, but instead of going that route or maybe making Hush a major player or something like that, that does not appear to be the case. Instead, the big creative woke brains behind Batwoman decided the major villain for next season is her ex-girlfriend.
Oh, wait, you serious? Let me laugh even harder.
That's right. That's the direction they're going. So, I don't know if you knew this, but Batwoman likes the ladies, which is a theme of the entire show. It's almost like that's the plot point of the show at sometimes. They just run with that and make it a major part of the show, which that's not what people really want in a show. It's like, okay, she likes chicks. Big deal. But instead of just, focusing on putting a good Bat show on, they decide to make massive plot points behind that. So now it's going to literally be the plot point for the major villain of season 2. It's like, I'm giving you free ideas here, CW Arrowverse. That idea with Azrael is a good idea. That is a great idea. Like, that's something that they could have done. But instead, we're getting a character that nobody cares about. Nobody cares about Safia Sohail. Nobody cares about that character. Most people probably don't even know who that is. Okay? A lot of people know who Hush is. A lot of people know who Two-Face is. A lot of people know who Joker is. And maybe, okay, they're not allowed to touch major Batman villains. That's a possibility, okay? Hush will probably never be featured in a movie for Batman. Fair enough. You can use him. How many other characters could they feature that will never be in a movie? There's so many extensive Bat characters that you could pick to use for villains. Instead, they said, oh, well, let's go with the pirate lady who's into chicks. That's going to be the major villain. That's what we're going to do. That's because it lines up with Batman. Then we can have some tension between the villain and the hero. Yeah. No one's going to care about that. The ratings are going to continue to plummet for this show, and it's going to be hilarious to watch. It's going to be hilarious to watch. I hope they gave it another 20 episodes. I hope 20 episodes of this show get cut. That would give the channel lots of content to talk about because every single episode is going to have a huge ratings drop unless they tease a big Bat villain to come in. But let's face the facts here. You can't run that trick you can't run that trick twice. So you tricked people to come in with Hush. That worked out pretty good for you. What are you going to do next? Is that going to work out again? I don't think so. So this is the storyline we're getting. I find it absolutely hilarious that they're quadrupling down on this. Whose idea was this? And, Azrael is kind of even an obscure plot point. They did it in the video game. They had him in there for, what was it, an Arkham City? It was the one where you could use the Batmobile. Was that Arkham City? I forget. Oh, no, that's Arkham Knight. Arkham Knight. That was the one where they did Jason Todd. But they had Azrael in there as a character for that game. I can't see that character making it to the movies. If you were ever going to do it, it would have been a good time to do it for Dark Knight Rises or something like that. So I don't see him making it into the movies. That would have been a perfect season. Instead, you double down on the nonsense. No one cares who Kate wants to hang out with and hook up with in the shack. No one cares. But instead of giving us a good plot, you double down on garbage. I won't understand it. This show is done after next season. I can't see it. The ratings aren't going to go back up. This show could potentially fall to a 300,000 viewer an episode rating. And I think that would be absolutely glorious to watch. So check out this part of the interview here, right here. This is funny. So should be playing a major role in Gotham City come next season. Batwoman showrunner Carolina Dries told comicbook.com that her involvement will be exactly what the fans want. We know viewers are like, this show is only missing one thing. Pirates that are women that are into other women, said Dries.
What a story, Mark.
I mean, they sure do know what the fans don't want, right? Considering how the ratings have went for this show. How do these people, and this is a perfect example of people failing upward in Hollywood, right? These people get another season. They'll probably be tapped for other projects because, they have comic book writing experience. These are obviously the people that we need to hire for our next project. Wouldn't you say there, Kathleen Kennedy and Kevin Feige? I mean, those people hire these are the people that those clowns hire. So, hey, bring them aboard. I bet you Caroline here will have a very rich history in comic book movies and Disney Plus shows and Star Wars projects by the end of her career. We'll wait and see. I bet you that'll happen because that's how the industry works. You fail upward. You don't need to have a successful project or movie or show or book or anything. You just need to have the right politics. Boom, that'll get you a job. Dana Schwartz is a perfect example of that. Made nothing but documentaries. All of a sudden, she's writing Marvel comic books and she's headlining the She-Hulk Disney Plus series with no television experience whatsoever in writing. All she had under her belt were documentaries. That was it. Puts out a couple Men Are Trash tweets. Boom, she's a superstar in Hollywood. By the way, I didn't even know this, but fans of The Flash, you're losing an episode of the show so that they can have a crossover with Batwoman, and Superman. Okay, I covered that yesterday. So the show people actually like getting one less episode so that Superman can simp out for Batwoman. So just wanted to throw that in there for you guys as a little bit of a last thing. I find this hilarious. I think it's great. I hope this I hope this show drags the entire network down. Anyway, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments below. Throw a like up if you would. Share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Subscribe if you're new. Hit that notification bell, and I will see all of you on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out. Also, take a moment. Make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. There's something going on right now, and they've been unsubscribing people. So just take a second and double check on that, and subscribe if you're new.